Leo, how you doing? Good morning. So I'm finding it Britain. I'm hearing Brittany, Brian, Bethel, anybody beginning with B or someone from Britain, or you guys that are Brits, up the Brits. Anyway, how you doing, Leo? So I'm finding it very difficult to get through to your energy. So I don't know if you're not speaking to someone, not that might be a Piscean, maybe something like that, or struggling to get through. And I don't know if you've been blocked, or you're blocking someone, or you're not talking. But I'm just finding it very difficult to get through, and I think there's actually a message within itself is that I just can't seem to get through. Now, whether that's because you keep calling someone or calling someone and calling someone and they're not answering, or there's this discrepancy between you maybe and your partner, and every time I try to get through, it's basically just a non-existent number. Now, okay, so what they're saying is that, don't forget you can watch this as an Aquarian, a Life Path 8 or a Leo. It doesn't have to relate to your love life, it can relate to anybody in your life at all, okay? But I'm hearing, for a lot of you, Tom, I'm also hearing Tom Cat, something about another Leo or an Aquarian. Okay, but like I keep trying to get through to you, and I keep trying to get through, and I keep trying to get through, but it's as if someone's changed their number. You really could be dealing with like a Scorpio, okay, which would be a Life Path 4 Scorpio Aries. But yeah, I can't seem to change. I mean, if you're talking, it's kind of like I can't seem to change you. Like I'm just realizing that whatever it is that I do, I can't change you. Like you are who you are, and that's it. Like I might be a Stephen. If I say it, you say Stephen King. But like I keep trying to change you, and I keep trying to change you, and everything else changes but you. So what I need to realize is, well, I don't need to change you. I need to actually change me. You could be dealing with alchemy. Okay, Natalie, anybody again with N, but like I keep trying to change you. I realise that I can't, so I might as well give up trying. So that's good, really, because if someone keeps trying to change the other person and they start to realise, well, you know, I can't change you, okay, because I can't change your appearance, and I definitely can't change your feelings and emotions. I mean, is someone here trying to persuade, or the name Swaley, or anybody given S, Sassy, Sarah, Steve, Sandra, Cassandra, but like, that keeps trying to persuade someone to change their mind and they just can't, or they keep getting someone to persuade them to go out with them and they just won't. And there's a single person here and they just keep saying, look, you know, come on, let's go out. And they're like, no. You're like, come on, let's... No, I don't want to go out with you. I'm sorry, but I don't. And there's a person that's like persistently keep trying to persuade a person to take them out on a date. So this might be someone that is actually single. So we're not talking about relationship message now, Leo. If you've never followed me before, okay, you could be dealing with Scorpio and Aries, okay, or a Life Path 4. I channel a load of stuff, we put them together, and then we do your tarot card reading, okay? So what Spirit is telling me is that some of you now are actually single, okay? And somebody keeps asking someone out, and they won't. They won't accept the person as a relationship, and they keep asking them, or trying to persuade them to actually go out, and they won't. Now, if this is someone like a friend or a person that keeps saying, come on, let's do this, let's do that, and they're like, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I don't know if someone is like really trying so hard in order to be able to take you out on a date, Leo, or you are, okay, but don't forget you can get cross-matched with Aquarian people as well. Life Path 8, Aquarian, Leo, you're all eights, okay? So, and that's how I read. So I'm also hearing Damien, Damo, Reedy, okay? But like, I keep trying, and I keep trying, and I keep trying, and I keep trying, but it seems to be pointless, because you're not showing me any signs of like interest. Like, you're just not bothered. Like, you're really not bothered about the fact that I want to take you out, and that's probably because someone doesn't. Okay, so that's all I've really got for you, Leo, or what Spirit is saying at the moment, and then let's see if we can actually pick anything up through the cards and also channel. Okay, so what's been going on with the last 48, so we're doing the last 48 and the next 48, Leo. So, last 48 hours, to show me what's pretty much been going on with Leo. So you could have been dealing with a karmic ex. This is normally my karmic ex, or you're dealing with a hell of a lot of like frustration at the moment. Okay, trying to go forward, but every time I feel like I'm going forward, I'm going backwards. You really could be dealing with a Virgo. Okay, could be dealing with a Virgo. Every time I seem to reach the end of a rainbow, I seem to take one step back and never really reach a 10. So it's kind of like I've reached my limit pretty much. Now, some of you might be broke, or you've kind of like overspent your limit and you're like, I've really got to pull the reins in. Something to do with Lorraine, Lucy, Lucifer, Capricorn or a Gemini or a Cancerian, life path 7. Okay, and I've absolutely overspent and I need to hold back the reins and hold back the tears. Okay, something to do around Patron maybe. This is where Steve starts panicking that people haven't left Patron and haven't joined the new. But like I need to hold back, okay, and probably overspent or over, like something like that, okay, something definitely to do with around money, okay, like I always seem as if I've like took one step forward and I've took a giant leap for mankind. It might be a moon, so that would be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces or Virgo, okay, and I've took a giant leap for mankind, and now I pretty much realise that I may have overspent my limit, so I'm having to wait for things to turn up. Okay, so I'm basically having to wait for the wind to change, really. So some of you it's to do with money. They keep saying it's money or your partner, but it's to do with money. I'm waiting for something to change. Okay, so you might have had arguments, if you had have an argument, because this is a 1, about money and about assets and about work, like dividing time between work and relationship, working. Okay, they're saying an actual working relationship, meaning it's at work. So some of you might have someone that has an eye on you at work, or you have someone that you have an eye on at work. And it might be a Leo or an Aquarian placement, because I'm hearing I have an eye on a lion. Okay, so it could be an Aquarian or a Leo placement. But like, yeah, a working relationship that functions but doesn't function. Okay, they're saying liver function test and also function room. Or feng shui. Okay, 3 messages there. Feng shui, changing stuff around your room, tidying and cleaning, and that sort of stuff, getting prepared for something. So it might be around your house. So it might be that you're selling your house, or you're preparing yourself for a visit to your flat or house. If you rent it, then there's someone coming to visit. Or if you rent, like if you rent it from a landlord, the landlord comes and visits to see maintenance, is what I'm picking up, like maintaining something to do with around the structure of where you live. Okay, feng shui is basically saying that I'm having to change a load of things around my house. Now, if you're planning on moving, okay, there feels like this waiting period, okay, this waiting period. Some of you also might be on your period if you are women, okay, but I'm hearing like this waiting period around a 7, a life path 7 or a Cancerian. Spirit is telling you to wait, okay, wait. Do not give up, wait. Don't give up. Okay, now what they're actually saying, let's go back to the feng shui. Some of you, like I said, you're just changing things around your house and just maybe tidying up, moving things around slightly, trying to get a better angle. So, like I said, it might be camera, and you do things like Cameron, a little child, or Cameron, or camera, okay, or chamomile, Mel, Melissa, Maria, Michael, Jackson, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, okay. And they're all coming from the Aquarian reading. 8. Okay, so I'm preparing something to turn up. So some of you may have children or grandchildren, okay, and you're going to have a visit. I'm hearing a visit from someone that's buying a house, visit from grandchildren and children, visitational rights for anybody that might be in prison or has X, and I have the right to see my children, and that right has now been drawn and quartered into where it's kind of like, okay, this segment is my time to have with my children, this segment, okay. Some of you may have been in arguments about segments of time, okay, where it's about, okay, this is work, okay, this is working hours here, and this is play hours. So I'm seeing this as like a face of a clock, and like 12 and 6. Okay, so like something to do with around 12 o'clock till 6 o'clock, or this is the hour that I work and this is the hour that we see each other and play. If any of you have been arguing about work life, park life, fitness and anything like that. Okay, so man, y'all getting multiple messages through the Wheel of Fortune now. Some of you are possibly doing anything around dieting, and you could be like sanctioning your plates. Okay, if you follow my vlog, I did a comedy vlog. Okay, me and Emily's vlog. If you want to follow the vlog, I did one on my own talking about the bionic gym, me being on a diet. I don't know if you can tell, but I've lost over a stone. Okay, so if you're really interested in losing weight, and my method, it is not this because it's being sold. Okay, it's the bionic gym that's over there. But follow the link provided below that says Behind the Life of Tarot. Okay, some of you have been kind of saying like, this half of my plate is like vegetables, this half of my plate is this part is bread, and this part is this, and kind of like going through what you can eat within a cycle of a day. Okay, so I'm trying to like fast for some of you between like 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock here is more than likely before you eat. Okay, so if you can, normally I get till 2 o'clock, half 2, 3 is normally when I have my first meal. So me, the last meal I have is actually about 9:30. I know it shouldn't be, but it is. It's ice cream that's 230 calories. But that's the last meal I have is about 9:30, 10 o'clock, right? And then the next meal I have is at 2:30, 3 o'clock. That's normally when I have my first meal. So some of you are fasting. I don't see the relevance to really eating late, as long as it isn't too much. But like I said, I think some of you might be doing things around food and sanctioning your plate to say, okay, this is, you know, blah, blah, blah. Some of you have been arguing maybe around how much work there is to be done around something, and it may have caused conflict because we're looking at 1 and 10 really. Okay, so something new that you or your partner might have started as a project, okay, and you've just started, right? You have literally just started doing it. Okay, so that's that. So that's work stuff. I think you may have argued maybe around this timing. I'm definitely picking up some people that are picking up like moving, like physically feng shui, moving things around bed or stuff like that, just moving it around, trying to get different sunlight in or something like that. Okay, moonlight drive Morrison. Okay, some of you might be going to Morrison's, or you work in a shop. Okay, where there's like food and stuff like that, a shop market of Morrison's or Tesco's or whatever it is. Okay, shop market. Okay. Okay, some of you have been shopping on market.com, okay, and you've probably been eyeing up things that you might want to buy around market.com, okay, so looking for the best price or the best auction. Okay, man, y'all getting some messages, Leo. So like the best auction or the best price that is offered to you, okay. So, sorry, this is also going to relate to my new website, but like, you know, like websites, best thing, what is it that I could do, gold tier, silver tier, bronze tier is what I offer, but like market.com. So I'm looking to put a house on the market, maybe try and find the best price, probably trying to buy something and wondering which one is it that I buy, and I need to go on the market first to find out how much it is, how much I can afford, and blah blah blah, how much to spend. If that's a huge transaction, that would be like a house. Okay, so I really am picking up people that are moving houses. Okay, there's a lot of people also into astrology also here, of looking at your houses, like, you know, me, second house Capricorn, third house Piscean, first house Scorpio, sun sign Pisces. Okay, so you're doing all those kind of things, right? They keep saying house and home, house and home, house and home, house and home. So you might be looking into the houses of astrology that relates to your house and where you live and your home, and finding the astrology placement to do with that. Okay, but that is over on my teaching tier when I get to do the astrology placements, but I'm doing it in numerology. Okay, numerology number, teaching about the card, and then the card that relates to numerology, and then looking at the star sign and how that represents cardinal, fixed and mutable within the sign of astrology. Okay, so I'm not an astrologer, I just go off the Akashic records of what I'm being told by a god, really. Okay, so I'm also hearing demigod, Debbie, Demi Ma. Where is Debbie Ma? Mamma Mia, Let me go. The Elzebub has the devil for a sight for me. There is someone of either Gemini or Capricorn of a mother that may be a karmic toxic soulmate energy here for somebody here. Okay, because I'm picking up the devil has a sight for me. Okay, and I picked that up before as a sign for me. There's a Capricorn or a Gemini person, sorry if you don't like it, but there's someone here that has the devil for the sight of me. So they're sick to death of the sight of me, so don't watch. That's all I can say, okay? If you're watching and you have like ill intentment to it, you're just going to wind yourself up there, okay? So you can continue to do it, but it will wind. Sorry if I'm moaning, but I'm picking it up. I am a medium. Okay, so someone has the devil for the sight for me, okay? If you don't like it, go away. Okay, that might be the person that always it's that one dislike, even went over to the vlog, said some really nasty shit about like me being disgusting and God knows what else, follows and waits to watch in order to just like, fucking, why are people so weird, Leo? Why do they waste their time thinking that one little dislike actually makes a difference? Like, why do I don't know. I really don't get people why they do that, why they actually waste their time, because they do. Like, they really do. They sit around and they subscribe, or they just come back just to hit the dislike and go. Like, it's so pointless. I really don't know where these people have the time in order to do that, because I'd get so bored. I'd be like, fuck this. Like, I ain't getting anywhere leaving my one little dislike. Like, I just don't get it. Like, some people's method in their head, I've really got no idea. But, you know, people are strange, like Jim Morrison said, right? But anyway, so selling a house, preparing to move, something coming up around feng shui, something coming up where it might be grandchildren or children or family are coming to visit. And that might be why you're preparing things around the house, because you have someone that's coming to visit your house or your home. So that might be, like I said, if you're renting off a landlord and the landlord is coming to do maintenance, normally this is when everybody has to start clearing up their house to make sure that it's being looked at. Okay, so something to do with around that. You have got segments of food that are being distributed to doing like diet and plate, an actual plate, but this is how I teach, with an actual plate. I've took it in there to I normally go and get the plate when I'm teaching with a actual plate, okay? But yeah, something there about like food, dieting, yeah. So that could have been what you've been doing within the last 48 hours, is preparing for like market.com, marketing strategies. I mean, that's what I've been doing all week, all month really, is preparing this new website. So like marketing strategies. But this is going to be people on YouTube. Everybody on YouTube markets strategy. They do, because they try to compete with everybody. Because there's so many people to compete with. That's YouTube. It doesn't matter what you do. No matter what you do on YouTube, you will always have to compete against everybody that's been doing it for centuries. So if you just started like me in the vlog, just started it not looking for anything apart from I do it for fun. That is literally it. I love vlogging. Okay? So I'm not looking for anything for it. I just do it because I enjoy it. And if you are starting off anything like this, you have to do it because you love it, not because you're looking for an outcome. Okay? Best advice I can give you by running a channel for years and years and years. Okay? Have to do it first because you love it. And if you love it, you can't get anyone to stop doing it. Okay? Because you do it because you're passionate about it. You're not looking for an outcome. Okay? So, something there around like strategies, market, competition, trying to corner the competition, trying to corner the market. So that would be anything that you're selling or buying and trying to corner the market by offering the best deal and price. Something like that, or your partner is, or somebody is here. Let's see. Leo for the last 48 hours. There you go. So there's Harry. Go on, Harry, take it. The Guardian Leviosa, Harry. Oh, blimey, governor. Someone could be for like Mary, and we're hearing Mary, or the wand of the Wanda, a fish called Wanda, a Piscean. But like, I wonder about the fish, whether they would take this little dish. Someone could be dishy, okay? Normally in Britain we say dishy, quite attractive or alluring anyway. Some of you might be fishing, like a fishing lure, or you're a catfish, I don't know, whichever way around. Whichever you float your boat, but you know, you don't want to be catfishing. So like, unless you literally are actually fishing for a catfish, but then you'll probably be better off getting it in the stuff in your hand in the catfish, right? So some of you might be fisting or fingering a fish, so that might be a Piscean or something like that, okay, and shoving the wand in there. But whichever way it is, some of you are this partner or you are very, 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 okay, you might be ordering things off a club book that here in Britain is called Very. So you might be ordering something on a club book and paying it off 3 month, 6 month or 12 month, like looking at credit card or joining my new website, because you can do that or pay annually, it's up to you. But like I'm picking up where you might be ordering something from like a club book, okay, and having to pay it off after a 3 or 6 or 12 month period, okay. I'm also hearing that your partner or you are very passionate about what they do for a living, very passionate about what they do for a living. Because they do it because they love it, because it gives them a kick of champagne. Some of you might be Liam, Gallagher, or Noel, or Nigel, or Noel. Anybody again with N? Norma, Norman, Normington, okay. Norris. But yeah. So some of you, you're very passionate about what it is that you are doing or your partner is doing for work, because everything is changing, you see. Whatever has been in the sky at the moment, and I think Saturn has been very present over the period of time, and Saturn is very much karmic change. It means that anything around work and money is changing, okay? So you may have seen that your shifts have changed around work. Things around your work sector of wherever it is you and your partner have been working, even if you're separate, that you may have seen a lot of things changing of shift work, are being asked to do extra shifts, okay, selling huge products of houses or home, okay, changing directional course of my work, okay, doing coursework of school and taking on a lot of projects also, okay. So this is also like a lot of passionate projects that I have going, like entrepreneurial. I may have like 1 or 2 jobs. One may bring in money, the other one is what I do just for a passion and just because I actually love it. But I work and this is what I do as a part-time job, or I work and this is what I do and I don't get paid, but I just really love doing it. Okay, so change of work sector and time and organising things have been very present in your, well, esoteric kind of, because I'm not an astrologer, I don't follow what goes on in astrology, I just pick it up, okay, and also teach other methods, not what comes from a book, okay, it never is, right, that's why people don't believe it, because it isn't known as something, it's channeled, right, here, but something has really gone on a lot around working, okay, working hours, changes around your work, changes around money, okay, your wages being reduced or like a pay rise, but it wouldn't be much of one, it'd be a small one. Well, I don't know, it's quite a big energy here. So someone might be getting a big pay rise. Let's see. Or they got a big old tiddler. Let's see. Leo. What's been going on? Well, I've got my eyes wide shut and I don't want to look at the dick. I'm sorry, dick, but you're too much of a dick for me and I ain't looking. I ain't been paying attention to the dick just lately, okay? So some of you either want just dick, or, you know, a person called Dick, okay, which would be Richard, or like, you've just been like, oh my God, no, I couldn't look at that. So I don't know what's been going on here phallically, because it feels like, look, I'm going to offer you like a one-night stand, and someone's like, no, it's really not what I'm sorry, but there is no option there. I've just took them all off the table. So some of you like, look, that isn't even an option. The option isn't even on the table. This is for people that are single that keep coming up here, where the option isn't even there. Like, there isn't one to choose. Like, I am not the one that is for you. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Okay, so it's kind of like, I did think about it at one point that you may have been an option, but suddenly I took this option and may have given it somewhere else here, may have offered this to someone else, and it may have been a past ex or something like that, okay? And I took the offer off the table and offered this one to someone else here, and it may have been a karmic ex, something like that. Someone decided to make an offer to an ex, but it just got took off the table, okay? Now, if that isn't anything to do with that, this really is coming up for you guys that have been single or are single, okay, and you've been out there browsing, but you're kind of like, man, it's not really a serious kind of thing. It's just kind of like it's just took off the table, really, okay? Let's see, Leo, what's been going on with Leo? Five of Swords. So you've been arguing, I feel, for a lot of you about work, and about that you seem to take priority over your work than what you do me here, because it feels like that I've been blind to the truth all the time, that you don't never seem to pay attention to me, that I'm actually an option in your life to do things with. Okay, so these are all options of what to do in life, really, where to go, where to stay, making choices, blah blah blah. Okay, and it feels like that somebody here feels that the other person's been working too much on what they love doing, and the feminine energy more than likely is felt pushed out and not been accepted, because the person, listen, you see, you really need the teaching tier here. If you ever stop a masculine energy from being masculine, this is a very masculine sign. Okay, so you would definitely do this. You would 100% start arguing around work. So if one energy is forced upon about work, you on the back end would start seeing arguments at work where customers or people will come at you in work, because karmic energy doesn't always go back to the person you think it does. It just starts to happen to you in different ways. Okay, you just sit there looking at it as a human, thinking about karmic return from a partner, but really when it's returned is when you can't see it. And it's normally through the eyes of another person. Okay, so you get wandering eyes, or you get like an energy of someone that starts to freak out at work about work, but then when they're at work, things start going wrong with them at work. Okay, so Emily, Melissa, Maria, Michael, Jackson, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack. Okay, and pretty much what you've been doing is arguing about time spent with a partner and time spent at work. Okay. So, like, if you have a masculine energy that loves working and is very passionate about it, okay, you've got a contrast within your astrology that puts out fire, so it must be a water sign, okay? So it's kind of like, look, I'm feeling really optimistic and looking forward to the future, and I really love what I do here. And then it's kind of like, huh, okay, then, well, if that's more important than me, well, then you just focus on that and not me. So you've been arguing, more than likely here, over work, which is what people normally do. So let's see. So what you got coming up? What's Leo got coming up for their next 48 hours? For their next 48 hours for Leo. So 4 of Wands. So it looks like it's a kiss and make up type sort of breakup, makeup. Some of you might be doing things around makeup. So you might be doing a lot of things that you like around women, basically painting their faces and doing all that sort of stuff. I'm also hearing break it to make it, so I'm trying to make a living and I'm trying to earn a living for this nice house that I also live in. Okay. This is also, like I said, arguing with the in-laws and the outlaws, maybe. Okay, the mother and the father and so on and so forth. Arguments at home. But if you're in a relationship, it's pretty much that you've just mirrored each other over the soulmate situation about not coming over, not spending time, blah, 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 so on and so forth. You got more interest in your work and hobbies than what you do me. And partners may have said, well, why don't you get a hobby and don't just keep focusing on me? Because you get a 4. You see, you get Scorpio, Aries energy, which is a fixed emotional sign. So if a fixed emotional sign starts taking the emotions back within themselves, and they're very hard to change, which is what your first message was, everything changes but you. You seem to change everything else, but you don't seem to change anything about yourself for me. You get a selfish, so you get Pisces. Okay, so within one's chart here, they have a Scorpio or an Aries placement that makes them very strong at work. Aries is a workhorse energy, okay? 4 is also a fixed emotional sign. So what you're looking at is someone that is more focused on the stability of an actual stable person, but they don't like the stable person being actually stable because they may not be showing them feelings and emotions, but they do within their work. So a feminine energy here has been getting very, very antsy Drew or Nancy Drew or Andrew over someone's stability within their life because they're fixed. It's an emotional fixed sign, okay? Even if it's a life path 4, okay, you'll find it very difficult to change them because they'll just do whatever they want to do. And when they do, you'll see them as stubborn and arrogant and selfish. If this person has, like I do, it's like Scorpio rising and a Piscean, you would more than likely see them stubborn, arrogant and selfish here. That's why you would have haters, because they don't budge or do anything apart from offer stability. But within emotions, probably not show it as much as a very feminine energy would want here. So you've had arguments. Let's see. The next 48 hours for Leo. 7 of Cups again here. Eyes wide shut. So again, it's kind of like this Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, Jackson, Jackie's son or daughter. That's just Jackie or anybody called Jackson or Jackie or from Jacksonville, Australia. Okay. Someone is saying that you are an option, like, or they do have options, or someone thinks that they have options. Let's see. Because there's single energy here as well as a couple. Because I'm channeling the couple as an argument. And I'm seeing the single energy as frustration of force. Luke Skywalker, or Luke, okay, or Luke in the Book, someone from up north, Sheffield, Manchester, Leeds, Lee Laura, okay, but like frustration of realising that it's like smacking my head up against a brick wall of someone that I cannot change. They just will not change what they do. They just won't do it for me. That's what I'm saying, bruv. You can't change people. You can't. You really can't. Okay, I wrote this down as a channel message of a list of things that I've got to do for the teaching tier, man. I am really channeling a load of teaching videos, but it was about change, and it was about optimism of people that show leadership by example. Leading by example of change will change within its own time. Okay, if you try to change a person and you realise they don't, it's because you're trying too hard. A person leads by example to follow a person that shows stability. But the person that's stable has to go through certain periods of time, okay, because of, well, I'll go into it on the teaching tip. But anyway, let's see. The next 48 for Leo. Star, Aquarian. So Leo and Aquarian. So you could be on this side. So it feels like that you've got a lot of things to look forward to in the future. It's just that you need to get out your own way if this is you here. Could be a Sagittarius, Taurus, or a Life Path 5. They just need to stand out their own ego. Like, just get out their own way. It's probably because you've been over-analysing certain circumstances. If you're on this kind of, like, you know, card here. Competitive energy. Feeling like I have to fight for your attention. Feeling like I have to protect myself away from you with over-analytical thoughts about you. So I start to see you in a negative light because you're not paying me attention. And then you come at me like this and you wonder why it is that I don't want to talk to you when you are in this kind of state of mind, because you're actually not going to get anywhere. You need to calm yourself down. Sit yourself down, Sagittarian Taurus. Take a seat. Relax. Stop getting so aggressive. Stop getting so, like, judgmental. Stop coming at me like a bull. Okay, in a China shop, unless you're from China. But keep coming at me like a bull in a China shop. Keep telling me the fact that I shouldn't do all of these things when I have this to offer you. You can't, you know, this isn't sword in the stone, Leo. You know, you can't draw blood out of a stone, okay? So, you know, you have to realise about what you have right in front of yourself, because if you don't ever consider yourself of focus, again, teaching tier, mundane objects, emotional object. What is an emotional object is a person. What is a mundane project is a thing. It holds and contains control. You need the teaching tip. Okay, trust me, it will help. But it's over there, and it is a progression of videos too. Okay, so Leo, one more card for the next 48 for Leo. So you've made up optimism for the future, feeling good, feeling happy, not so negative. Right, not so negative. The moment, again, teaching to him, and I cannot promote it any less. Negativity. A negative emotion creates a negative reaction. Negative emotion creates a negative thought. Negative thoughts create negative emotion, creates a negative action. The action cannot be taken back. Words cannot be taken back. Once you've said it, once you've felt it, you've thought it. Once you've thought it, you've felt it. Once you have, you've said it. Once you've said it, you've said too much. Okay. So is it about talking? Okay. Because all of that negativity forces upon a soulmate to trigger. Okay. So you got your finger on the button just waiting to like, oh, I'm just going to have to tell you you're not doing what I want you to do. So you're going through control issues, realising you cannot control people here. Because it won't work. Because all you'll do is push. You won't pull the person towards you with optimism. They'll forgive you here. Here, this is like a reconciliation, but it's a lesson all the same to say, bruv, if you try those sort of antiques, you might as well go to the Antiques Roadshow, because I'm too old in order to sell myself so short and young here. So you can get a younger soul or a younger person and a wiser person here that is none the wiser here, or a nun, someone's religion, but like none the wiser here. But the sense that makes none is the fact, no, I'm sorry, but that really doesn't make any sense. Whatever it is that you're blurting out to me about me is not making sense, because you can't tell me. Again, teaching Tia. Lead by example. You cannot change me. I will change things about myself in my own time for me, not for you, because you're forcing me to change for you. I don't need to. It's me. Here, this is me, I am me. Okay, so you've gone through control issues here. Okay, so there you go. So you got optimism. Okay, guys, so that is your free reading and esoteric channel stuff, and a bit of a laugh for the people that are still around. Thank you so much, Leo. Any like, share, comment, subscription, all of that stuff, sharing will really help, or any donation. Okay, all links provided below to the new website. The new website can offer you just buying a reading. Okay, so if you don't want to join any of the subscription tiers on the new website, okay, you can actually just purchase the individual reading that you want to see, okay, and it's very cheap. Everything that was on Patreon, on the new website, it's cheaper than what it was on Patreon. You do not have to pay sales tax whenever it is that you join. You get a month. You don't, like, it's the 31st today. If you was to join the new website, you would get a month until the 31st or whatever it is, but you would get like a month, because Patreon were kicking people off on the 1st and getting them to repay. This website does not do that. It gives you a month, okay? So you also have, I've put them in bronze, silver and gold, and then the teaching tier. The gold tier offers everything. Monthlies, weeklies, live Q&As and the teaching. That's the gold tier. There's a 25% discount below. The bronze tier is literally just monthlies. This is going to be your weekly. So you will need the silver tier or the gold tier. The silver tier is the same as what it was when we were on Patreon, monthlies and weeklies. Gold tier is monthlies, weeklies, and all of the teaching segments. Okay, it's all put into very easy categories over there, where it is so easy to navigate around on the new website, because I've put them all into groups of videos and tagging systems and filters. Okay, so you'll be able to navigate so easy. I'm also opening up an app, so you can download my own individual app and watch it from a video player of an app on your phone, TV, Apple TV, anything like that. That's going to be coming up. Also, make sure that you hit the bell, the like, because I'm going to be going live on the new GoPro when I try and stop it from overheating. there's settings that I have to do to stop it from doing that. When I do, I'm going to be going live, and I'm going to be offering giveaways for a month or 2 months or whatever it is that I do, to give away access to the new website. Okay, so I will do things like ask for a number, and then after about half an hour say, okay, ask, hey Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 100.
Here's a number between 1 and 100. It's 36.
Right, so I will say, okay, number 36, you've got a free access to the website. Okay, so I'm going to do things like that, so make sure that you hit the bell and the icon to say show all, okay? Anyway, all of the links are provided below, and all of the discounts, to everything that I have on each tier is a 25% discount, okay? So if you would like to join your weekly, that is pretty much where it is going to be. So don't forget, that will either be silver tier or gold tier, okay? All right, guys, thanks very much. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you. Oh, it will also be on Patreon for everybody else, okay? Until it closes. All right, guys, thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.